It's been a while since I've made a video about a budget headset. The last one I did was probably a year ago, and I thought it's time to finally do a follow-up. I've been using one from Sony for a couple of weeks now, and I thought I'd share my thoughts with you on this. This is the Sony WH-CH510 budget headset. I bought this for $20. With that price, you get a wireless headset that is very light, very portable. It comes in different colors, but is that worth your money? Let's find out. The unboxing was pretty simple on this one. I'm not really expecting a lot. You get the device, manual, and then you get a USB charging cable. That's pretty much it. And as for the build quality and design, at a budget price point, I don't really expect the build quality to be great. If I'm being honest, this feels really cheap and plasticky. The design is pretty basic. The headphones itself are round, and there's some adjustability there to accommodate for some of the bigger heads. It even sounds very cheap. It feels like if you sit on it, it'll break immediately. The foam on this headphones feels like it's made out of a very cheap, thin foam. It's not the most comfortable, and it looks like you can't even replace it. It comes in several colors. I picked the light blue one because I think it's easy to match with different outfits and bags. The design and feel is okay, while a bit plasticky and cheap. I'm not really complaining because of its price point. On the right side of the ear cuffs, you get the volume plus and volume down button, the power and play and pause button. You get the USB connector, the mic, and the indicator light. And of course, you get the logo design, which I think is okay. On the left side of the headphones, you pretty much get nothing. There's nothing there, which I think is cool by design. Then you only need to focus on one side of the headphones when you're trying to control it. And then you also get some indicators for either side of the headphones. You get the left and the right indicators. And the ear cuffs are rotatable up to 90 degrees, which I think is very helpful when you want to lay it flat on a flat surface. And you can also wear it around your neck, and this makes it more comfortable because you can rotate the ear cuffs. And the band on the headphones itself has a 10-point adjustment system. This allows for a very comfortable fit for even those very big heads. Okay, let's move on to connectivity and functionality. As far as connectivity goes, this headphones only uses Bluetooth connection. And again, to be honest, at this price point, I am not really expecting a lot of connectivity options. It does not even have a 3.5mm jack for a wired connection, and obviously it doesn't have a low latency 2.4 GHz connection. I was able to connect this to my PC, my Android phone, and then my Android TV. I had no luck connecting it to Apple devices though. So if you're an Apple user, maybe think twice about getting this device. The connectivity range is fairly okay. When I was using it with my PC, I tried to walk to a different room at the very end of the house, which is about maybe 10 meters away. The connection started to get a little bit choppy. One thing that I found to be annoying is that every time I had to switch devices, I had to forget where it was connected to, and then that's the only time it can connect to other devices. That's really cumbersome. I was not expecting this even at the budget price point of a device. Now let's talk about the controls of this device. This one, I think they really did a good job on this. I'm really happy on the implementation. I think it's very intuitive. One of the good things also is that all the buttons are just on the right side of the headphones, which makes it easier to remember. And then there's two ways that you can control the device. If you press and hold the buttons, it has one function, and then obviously when you just press it lightly, it does another function. Pressing and holding the volume up and down buttons allows you to move to the next track or the previous track, while pressing and holding the power button obviously turns it off and on. Now, if you press the button slightly, the volume up and down functions as volume, and then the button in the middle functions as play and pause. I really like the implementation because it's easy to remember and you just have to fiddle with it on one side of the headphones. Another good thing about this is that it actually has some notches on the buttons, so even if you don't see it, just by touching it, you'd know which button you're actually pressing. On to the battery life. Now, I was really surprised about this because I've been using it not extensively, but I've been using it for a couple of weeks now and it's still at 70%. This is still the default battery. I haven't charged it even once. Now let's move into the sound quality and use cases. Let's start with the sound quality first. Well, for a $20 headset, I am not really expecting a lot. It's very plain, very vanilla, I would say. There are no deep basses and there are no clear highs, but it's decent enough that you can use it to listen to music, and the dialogue when listening to media or movies is clear, so at least it does that. I was also able to use it for Zoom calls, and here's how the mic sounds. This is the recording from the Sony headset. And just for comparison, here's how the mic sounds on my Razer mic. This is a recording from the Razer mic. Overall, the sound quality is okay for the price. Not spectacular, but it's what I was expecting. So what's the overall comfort experience in using it though? So I've used these headphones for playing video games, watching movies and my series, and also doing Zoom calls. And the combination of a very tight fit as well as the foam not being soft made it really uncomfortable after a few hours of use. I couldn't last more than 2 hours of using this because after that it really was painful around my ears. Of course, that is a lot to expect from a budget headset, but this is way worse than the Baseus D02. As for using it outdoors, it was alright. It really helps that it's so light, making it a bit comfortable, as well as making it easy to bring with you if you have to put it inside your backpack or your pouch. So should you get this headphones? While we're setting our expectations really low as this is a budget headphone, I think there are better options out there if I'm being honest. Not being able to connect to Apple devices as well as the really bad comfort was a deal breaker for me. But on the other hand, if you really like how it looks, then maybe this is for you. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope I gave you a good idea if this headset is for you, and if you'd like to see more videos on headsets, you can click right here. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.